think I'll just label this one as the Rainbow Mafia video. Um, because I just don't understand. I I don't. I had gotten this argument with somebody on there about how I hate freedom and all that, and it's just like freedom is not doing what you want. All right, and not really. It goes along with the whole thing about how freedom is not free. And I don't think men should be allowed to wear dresses because yeah, okay, wearing a dress out in public really isn't hurting someone physically, but it is mentally and emotionally and from a society standards. Allowing people to just act however they want. Um, that's not how we should run. I mean, yes, I understand it's gonna be a slippery slope. For dictating, what you're allowed to do, what you're not allowed to do. Because if you, take, stop doing this, stop doing that, sooner or later it's gonna be stop doing everything. But it's like the same aspects with Blair White and Buck, the transgender main two activists, besides Dylan Mulvaney's lunatic ass. I don't understand how, because Blair White is somewhat of a hypocrite, because he wants to acknowledge that transgenderism and gender fluid or whatever hell all the fucking names are, that it's a mental illness. And you're pretty much telling kids that you can't do this because you don't know everything about it, which is partly true, but it's because we're not telling everybody about it. We're just telling what we're just telling people what they want to know or what they need to know in order to get them to do it. We're not telling them what it's gonna entail, what it's gonna being a woman removing your uterus and removing your tits, or being a man and cutting off your nuts, and being on hormones and estrogen and all those other chemicals and trying to be the opposite sex, and gender. It's not that easy, and it's not okay to try to be an advocate for the transgender movement while you're actually calling them a mental illness while you're participating in the behaviors of mental illness. Um, and I do think, the, the whole Rainbow Mafia, um, it goes against evolution biology. And got into another argument about a guy that had that because he didn't like my wording because I call it straight sex, but sex is only straight. The pleasure you get from it's a spectrum. You can get pleasure from just being touched, but the sexual act of being intimate with somebody is to impregnate a woman, have a child, build a family, create a home. All right. The pleasure is just to get you to want to have sex. All right. To get you in the mood to have sex, to have a child. All right. It's not supposed to be just for pleasure, in my opinion. Um, but so that's why, like, when it comes to schools and all that, I don't have a problem with them teaching basic biology and sex in school. I don't have a problem with you teaching them about STDs. I don't have a problem with you teaching them about abortions. What is abortion? Because I do think that's something that everybody needs to know. Because if you can't have a conversation about what abortion is, how can you advocate for abortions to be a good thing in healthcare and a woman's right to mutilate a child, pump it full of chemicals, kill it, rip it apart, pull it out, shit it out? That's pretty much what you're doing. You're shitting out your baby. All right. And women have a responsibility to take accountability for the abortions they have, but I do think they have been brainwashed. I do think women have been brainwashed, um, to believe that it's healthcare. That's why I don't believe. I mean, just because a woman matures and gets older faster, I think that's to get them ready to be a mom, get them ready to be a wife, um, to submit to their husband, to follow his lead without question. Because you're trusting this man. I mean, like, I'm trusting her to have my kids. I'm trusting her to be my wife. I'm trusting her to take care of my needs. You know, um, so I expect, so I'm gonna take care of her needs. I'm expecting her to take care of my needs. Um, and women have been, I think, manipulated and brainwashed by the feminine movement and the system to be used as a tool um, to break men. Um, because I do think men are the last line of defense to the house, to the kids, to the family, to the future, everybody's future, the kids. And the kids continue the society and civilization going. And if you can break the men and control the children, then you control everything. Like, hate to break like you women are just being used as a tool. Like that's it. You guys don't really matter. You guys are just being used to break men. Men are the ones that the society and the system has to break. All right, in order to get the kids and be able to control the masses and women are so easily to be outsourcing all of their necessities, all their motherly duties. They will outsource them all of them, every single one of them. Loving their kid, having somebody else hang out with them after school, teaching them, taking care of them, raising them, changing their diapers, daycare, like everything that a woman does and what a mother is supposed to do, they outsource it, everything. And about half of what the fathers do, they outsource. And the other half that they don't outsource, they chastise men for doing. They get chastised for providing. They get chastised for protecting. They get chastised for controlling, because I won't let you do something. But that's what a marriage is. Like, women don't want to be wives. And I mean, I know this kind of went into left field and all that, but this has that everything that I talk about in my videos has to do with each other. All right, I know I'm kind of all over the place, but I don't really have anybody to pitch back and forth. Um, but I do think, I mean, it was so like, I mean, back to the original topic. I do think the Rainbow Mafia is yeah, I won't name it that. The clown world, maybe. Or the clown reality kind of thing. But gay and all that's something that happens in evolution. All right. I can maybe somewhat agree with some people being gay and all that, in a matter of speaking. But if you actually really look at it, what it is, I think it's just like a chemical imbalance in the brain. You were born that way, but that means something went wrong in your development. I'm sorry if that hurts your feelings, but yes. Now, I'm not really saying like it's like wrong, like bad or good, like being gay is bad or good, because I do think sending you to hell just because you like men is kind of a little far, extreme, but it is a negative to society because men and women are supposed to be together, not men and men, not women and women, all right. But men and women are supposed to be together. That is how it's supposed to be, all right. Not how it has to be, I guess, in some aspects. I mean, if you want, but I think honestly, the gay thing has been uh, allowing it to be in BB, get married, have kids, do this, do that, and look where we're at. I mean, you can't really say, I mean, accepting, the Rainbow Mafia has been a good thing for society and civilization. You can't really, I mean, gay pride, trans. Now, kids are being mutilated and taken away from their parents because they won't accept their kid for the gender they think they are. Like, I mean, the map thing. I mean, it's kind of like swept under the rug for a little bit, but it's still going on. Trying to accept fucking pedophiles as people. Um, and I have my different opinion on that one, but that one goes like a lot deeper into our society and how we are. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's not normal. Um, and I do think like it's something that went in wrong with the head. And I think honestly, yes, gay is something went wrong in the evolution of the growth of your biology, your makeup. I think something went wrong, or you got a little bit more estrogen, than you were supposed to in your makeup. Um, Now, it doesn't mean I don't think they're bad people, or not all of them. I mean, I have a lot of, I mean, or I have a lot of acquaintances that are of the, rainbow community, and I wish them well, and I hope they, are happy. But I don't agree with their ways. I mean, it's the same thing with my own family. I mean, I have a gay brother and a sister that thinks she's a boy. Um, but before that, she was a lesbian and into girls, and then it can be this. And I haven't talked to my family in about 15 years, and I think that's just a good thing because where my mind went and where their mind are, we don't align. It sucks not to have my siblings. You know, I got five siblings. I mean, it sucks not to see them, and it sucks not to be see my family. But we don't align. We don't match. I mean, we don't agree with things, and I don't want my kids around. You know, that kind of behavior. And I think it's just in a simple nutshell. I don't agree with it. I don't hate you. I don't wish you harm. I just don't agree with the way you're moving in life. And from looking at it, like people call me a misogynist or transphobic. I don't care. I don't think women can vote. I don't think they should vote. I don't think they have the capability of mentally to be able to make hard decisions, and take themselves out of the equation and check their emotions and stop making things personal. Same thing with I don't think the Rainbow Mafia has been beneficial to society. I mean, even me. I mean, like honestly, that's one of the reasons why I had to talk with my wife. On why I'm trying to get off the SSI and try to get a job and start putting money into the system. I mean, I think honestly, paying taxes is wrong. I think going to work and bleeding your life away, wasting your life away just to die later, is wrong. But I'm tired of being a liability to society. I mean, because in a nutshell, that's what we are with the whole government systems. We're a liability to society, and unfortunately, that means my kids are a liability to society. And I don't want that for my kids. I want my kids more. I want them to want more. Um, I wish I could have met somebody like me back when I was like 20 to give me this kind of conversation and this kind of guidance, um, that I have now. Um, but I mean, this has to do with just transgender relationships and all these religion groups out there that are trying really hard to sell their Jesus. And I don't know, I just pray for it. But yeah, I mean, our society's gone downhill. It's going to hell. It's on fire. It's doomed. Like we are on our way out. Like that's the only thing that makes sense is that we are on our way out. Like our whole existence makes no sense anymore. We are fighting over stupid shit. Believing stupid shit. Like I can't believe that most of the stuff that we believe that there's a good chunk of society that actually believes this crap. Um, and I mean, I actually do think that men need to come together, um, and make the hard decisions, make the difficult choices, take our country back, take our world back, take our life back, take our family back. All right, like it's before it's too late. I mean, with everything going on in the world, the men, the real men of society, need to stand together, need to come together, and I dealing with the court system and all that. It's a joke. I mean, you can even, I mean, most of the stuff that Pearl Davis and Myron, a lot of people have said about the court system and the family court system and the judo network and um, it needs to stop. We need to take back our country. And unfortunately, talking to the system that we can't really hold accountable. I mean, because look at all the First Amendment auditors. I mean, I stand with the First Amendment auditors. But look, I mean, look what I mean. A lot of people are bashing them, thinking that they're just out there trying to get fucking money. But our rights are being trampled. Our values are being walked all over. Our morals. What the fuck are morals nowadays? Our dignity, our decency. We don't even understand, you know, how to talk to each other and what words mean and what description, characteristics are. I mean, I'm terrified for my kids. I'm fucking terrified of this world that we're gonna leave them.